What's up? What's up? What's up? It's Pops again. Pops again. Back. These nappy ass dreads. Looking crazy still. Uh, this will be 58. I think. Pretty sure this is 58. I would double check, but I only got internet service on my phone right now. It's actually turned off in the house right now because didn't pay the bill. That's how I be though. But it's gonna get paid not tomorrow but the next day, so I'm not really tripping about it. It was either go into my savings and pay the internet and do that, or just wait until I got paid and do it then. I'm gonna eat this brookie from McAllister's while I'm doing this video. And I'm actually doing this a day late because I took a night off last night, which was for the 27th. Today's the 28th of February. So, let's see how this brookie tastes. This is a brownie and a cookie mixed together. Fire. Actually from McAllister's. Kind of need something sweet in my life. But the weather yesterday, so yesterday was Sunday. Today is Monday. We're going into Tuesday. The weather for yesterday was decent. It wasn't too cold. Another reason why I had to take a night off from making my video yesterday was I had a lot on my mind. To be honest, I was probably furious most of the day from a conversation I had with someone who I'm not gonna mention their name. I'm not gonna give their life no value to mine because it doesn't have any. I'm just gonna say that what was said was very triggering to me, and it put me in a place that I haven't been in a long time, probably since high school. And it's just like an enraged form of my like personality that it doesn't seem like I can turn off, because it actually bothered me for quite a while today, which I wasn't expecting. But so I'm still in a place where I feel like I need to get my bearings and recenter myself, or get back in touch with my center of gravity, because like I'm like constantly being pulled towards like making myself more angry and enraged over that particular conversation. And it's like, no matter how much time and space I put in between me and my thoughts, I can't run from it. Like, I think a lot of it has to do with like a helpless feeling, a feeling of being like taken advantage of being lied to, of a lot of probably the things that I've probably done to other people myself. And I think that may just be, I'm trying to see it as karma making its way back around. But at the same time, I'm in a very delicate position of trying to make improvements on myself and see things with a more positive outlook, but also in a place where I'm not trying to let things slide and just be ran over or ignored. And my issue is, once again, myself considering more who the other person is, who the other person is going through, what the other person is going through, and who that other person is to me more than I'm considering, my own feelings and my own situation. And I feel like it has a lot to say about the whole victimized mentality. But I've already made up my mind that that was something I was going to let go of. Like, I'm not going to hold on to those ideas because I'm not a victim anymore. And I think another part of the issues are I'm dealing with someone who is still feeling victimized and doesn't want to change that mentality. So it's becoming more and more obvious that not only can I not save everyone around me, but everyone around me doesn't want to be saved. But not only that, but everyone around me doesn't want to offer me any help in my situation. It's more or less crabs in a barrel environment. And I think another issue I'm having with realizing that is that sometimes I'm being told that I should believe otherwise and that the crabs in the barrel environment is only something that I choose to believe, and that I think the people that are trying to convince me otherwise are the ones who are doing the most to pull me down with them. And some things you just have to let go of, and that goes for people too. And I do feel like the person that I had this conversation with, that I'm still digesting, it's one of those people that I have to let go of. And I think that if my situation doesn't tell me enough about who they are and what they have to offer, you know, as someone who knows and should have like awareness, I think it's really eye-opening for me. And my issue is, my main issue with the whole situation is that Just like the stuff at work that I do wrong and makes me upset because I don't want to mess up. It's a lot easier for me to readjust my focus to realize that this is a learning opportunity. But with this situation, instead of me being able to readjust my focus to it being a learning opportunity, I keep my focus on retaliation, on vengeful thoughts, on spiteful perspectives of everything. Not everything around me, but everything involving that person. Like, it's really sad that I'm like torn in between whether or not I want to deal with this person for an extended period of time, and I really feel like I don't want to deal with this person for any more time whatsoever. But that would be going on a first class trip against my resolutions. My resolutions are to communicate better, control addictions, grow my discipline, become a better me, nurture my health, nurture my mental health, nurture the things that I need to put more attention to than I have. And so far, I've been good with that. But here we are, 2 months into the new year, and I'm ready to throw the improving communications out of the window because I really just can't deal with people. But something else I need to realize, and now that I'm speaking this stuff out loud, I'm hearing myself say this, and I'm realizing things that I didn't realize before. One is, from a business-minded person, which I feel like I am, that's going to be very, that's going to be very detrimental to having any type of personal business activity. If I have an attitude towards the public or people with unruly personalities, if I have an attitude towards those people of wanting to cut off communication, I won't get very far in business. Business doesn't see personality. Business doesn't see attitudes. Business doesn't see loudness or volume. Business sees money, sales. And you can't get either one without communication. So, with that being said, now my focus is, how do I remove the person and the personality from the equation and focus solely on the business of it? Because something Lacey told me that always motivates me a lot is, she says it out of humor, but when I hear it, it makes a lot of sense to me, and it does resonate with my psyche. And that's, If you can convince a woman to be your third baby mama, you can sell a house. And here I am with five and zero houses sold. It's got to be a better way. That quote right there alone makes me feel so disappointed in myself because I don't feel like I'm living up to my full potential. I don't feel like I'm incapable of doing way bigger things with myself than I am. I just feel like a settlement. I feel like a walking settlement. And I'm trying to fix that. Speaking about the situation in the conversation with the other individual that bothered me all day yesterday and some of today, helps me put it into perspective a little better because I hadn't really sat and spoke about it in my video diary like I do everything else. I kind of just held on to, the things I could remember from the conversation and let them continue to boil up into my blood to where I was just residually becoming more upset over every little thing. And it's like overflowing into different facets of my life. But I feel like I can finally, now that I've spoken on it and I hear the control that it's taken of my mind, I can actually focus on looking past it. Because I've yet to retaliate. I've yet to. The ball is still in my court, and I still have more control than I allow myself to believe I do. And at the end of the day, when I alleviate that victimized mentality, I can understand that the ability to take control of the situation is up to me. And whether that be in a positive way or a negative way is my choice. Because life is all about choices. But now that I've readjusted my focus for my position on progress, I'm starting to go back into that gray area where it's just like I continuously weigh and try to. So it's like in my mind, when my focus is readjusted, it's like changing the chess piece that I plan on moving. So at first I was thinking of moving my knight and all of the consequences of a knight's movement, and those play out in your head, and then you play out what your opponent can do from those movements, and you're trying to constantly try to think so many steps ahead. So now that I've readjusted my battlefield, I'm looking at a different piece to use as a playmaker, or a different piece to make have movement with less negative response from my opponent, because life is chess, it's not checkers. And now I'm trying to assess which direction and from what piece should movement come from, and what is the desired position that I'm looking to get to, because it's not all about movement, just sporadic movement. It's not all about that. It's about strategic movement. And I think one thing that always gave me a strategic advantage is patience. It's like I don't rush into any options. Sometimes I wait so long that I lose the options. then I have to figure out new ones. And I don't want that to be the case in this situation, that's for sure. But I do want my position to be understood, and I want my territory to be marked. I want my ground to be felt underneath my feet. Um, and I don't think that that's something I'm going to get from modesty. I don't think that and I could definitely be wrong about this, but I don't think, I mean, I probably never go this direction with my thoughts or with my consideration, but I don't think the whole turn the other cheek mentality is the way for me. And all along, that could be exactly what it takes to get past this situation and to just like kill someone with kindness. But That's another thing that I've had difficulty with lately, and especially since like I've let go of those substances that made me so much more compliant and relaxed. Now that I'm more like on my own in my own head, it's like I don't have that ability to just calm myself and let things go as easy as I did when I could just roll a blunt or smoke a bowl or, smoke a cigarette. So I find myself holding more grudges, being upset longer, and not even imagining myself wanting to go anywhere near killing someone with kindness. Like, I would rather actually kill someone than to actually kill someone with kindness because I'm so upset sometimes. But I know that's not the answer, and I am not that kind of person. But it's just hard at times because, like, you come from an environment and a when you get adjusted to, you get familiar with an environment that you bask in that allows you to let things like that roll off your back because of the readily available products that are at your disposal from your acquaintances. And something else that I read today that, well, not today, this was the day before that, this was the same day that I had this conversation with that individual. And the quote said, "Those drugs don't love you, and neither does the friend that's feeding them to you." And that resonates with me a lot because I've lost touch with a lot of my friends since I stopped smoking and hanging out with them to smoke and drink and do leisure things like I used to. And I don't necessarily want to blame it on the fact that I stopped doing that stuff. I kind of just feel like I wanted to be away from them so that I wasn't tempted or by them or from them. Because to a point, it doesn't seem like the crowd anymore. Like, I keep hearing the quote in my head that says, "Show me your friends and I'll show you your future." And I instantly go to thinking like, wow, that does explain a lot. And like, I always like remind myself of how like certain things that I hear from people that are new in my life and new acquaintances, and they bother me. Like, sometimes at work, people tell me, you got your priorities messed up when I talk about shoes and stuff. And it, I'm not gonna lie, it hurts my feelings because it's like, let me be great, you know? It's like that child in you that's just like, okay, like, I know they're messed up. Can you just look past that for now? But it's like, a person that is genuinely trying to help you will remind you of the things you don't want to hear constantly. And it's those people that don't really care that just let that be ignored. And it's that denial that allows the unprioritized behavior continue. And here lately, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I've thought more about selling my entire collection, selling almost everything I have, just to not just build a savings, to have like a decent savings, but to readjust my focus back to what really matters. And it's like saving money matters. But I always feel like saving money just makes me spend more because it's easier for me to hold on to shoes and not wear them than it is for me to hold on to cash and not spend it. Like, I went to the store today to put money on my card for my gym membership that's supposed to come out tonight at like 12. And before 12 o'clock could roll around, here I am at work ordering McAllister's that cost $20 fucking dollars. Knowing that the only money I had on my card was what I was going to use for my gym membership. So I basically just said fuck my gym membership for one meal from McAllister's. That cost what I could buy at the grocery store a week's worth of food. Perfect example of how fucked up my priorities are. And I think that's another reason why the whole conversation with the individual that made me upset resonates even more, because I think I was mainly focused on being more irresponsible in that conversation than I was. No, that's not what I meant. I think I was using what I wanted from that person in that conversation as a reason to be more irresponsible about my priorities, or to feel more comfortable with being irresponsible about my priorities, because that conversation had to do with finances as well. So in the grand scheme of things, if this is a chess match, I feel like I got checked by a pawn, and I still have a full board of pieces. Like, this makes no sense. And the person that checked me doesn't even know how to play chess. Matter of fact, let me rephrase that. This is how sour the situation is in my perspective. The person who checked me is being taught how to play from me in this game. And they just checked me. So I'm at a pivot point that I can either bend the rules to my advantage and continue the game to win, or we're gonna have to do something else, or we're gonna have to follow the rules and find our way out of this situation. And I think I'm gonna go with the latter. After this conversation, I think it is best for me to go with the latter, because that way it'll seem like I'm killing them with kindness, but also teaching them a lesson in how chess is played. Because at the end of the day, I think the most important part of the game is letting it go on. It's no fun if the game ends. It's only fun as long as you're playing. And getting checked is a huge part of the game. And you know what? There's also an advantage to letting someone new feel. That's probably why my cup tastes like juice all the time. There's somewhere in that, there's an advantage to letting someone new who you're teaching get a little arrogance, get a little cocky. Because most people that don't know what they're doing and find themselves in an arrogant, cocky position end up making mistakes. So being someone with a little more wisdom, a little more patience, a little more ability to step back and visualize the situation, I think what I'm going to do is I'm not only going to give them their kudos for backing me into a corner. See, this is a strategy I learned playing 21 on the playground. Some people will play better if you trash talk them. You trash talk the right person, and they'll start to beat you. But other people start to play worse when you support them. When you tell somebody, good shot, good defense, good hustle, keep going, that makes them play worse. But when you tell them, oh man, you suck, don't even try it, they play better. So you have to learn these strategies, you don't get this stuff from watching the game. You get it from being a part of it. And I think the tactic I need to use here is, so instead of talking trash to get them to play bad so I can win, I'm going to start singing praises. Let's see what happens. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to lose until I quit. And as long as the game is still going, what's it going to hurt to try a new tactic? Worst that can happen is I keep losing. I'm already losing. I've already almost lost. This is a comeback season. But like I said before, remind yourself, for those of you listening, remind yourself of the strategies you know, even if they take you all the way back to the playground. Because some of the most important lessons we learn, aka the fundamentals happen there. And we forget them as we get older because we get all this intricate, useless information clouding a lot of our space. So instead of letting that do what it's doing, we're going to go back to the basics. And I'm going to keep playing my game, but I'm going to switch up. I'm going to switch up from trash talk to singing praise because it can't hurt. And I'm actually excited about that because, man, I was really dwelling on not being able to find a tactic for this. Like, this was something that had got me stumped. And now I feel like this is so simple. I could dance. I could leap. But still don't know what'll come of it. But I'll keep you guys posted. Like I said, this video is a couple days late because my internet issues. But we're gonna get that straightened out here soon. I will get these uploaded once we have connectivity. But I didn't want to wait to record them because I'll forget. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. I'm also, very happy. Another day of me, gaining some footing in this thing we call life. Getting my feet planted deeper into my foundation so that I'm more sturdy. And hopefully it works. I'm gonna try to remember these tactics and put them into play as soon as possible. If for nothing else, for the game's sake. For these are the games we play. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm gonna go ahead and get my next video up and running, and I'll be right back at you. Thanks again for watching. As always, it's Pop's Garage TV. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you're gonna do. We'll be here every day, and the next day after that. Thanks again. Adios.